February 2026, the Bay of Bengal. Inside the Combat Information Center of the guided missile frigate BRP Miguel Malvar, a sonar operator locks onto a rogue attack submarine, outmaneuvering a silent underwater threat during the elite multinational exercise Milan. This dramatic victory proves the Philippine Navy has officially broken its defensive curse, transitioning from a fleet of ancient relics to a credible force, executing its new comprehensive archipelagic defense concept. But this sudden rise of Southeast Asian naval power relies on an industrial origin thousands of miles away in South Korea. To understand how shipbuilders like Hyundai Heavy Industries forged these modern surface combatants, we must look back to the 1980s at the true ancestor of this fleet, the Ulsan-class frigate. For years, defense analysts praised the Ulsan-class as a heavily armed masterpiece, a light 2,000-ton hull packed with 8 Harpoon anti-ship missiles and twin 76mm main guns, tearing through the water at an incredible 34 knots. It was the ultimate coastal predator, built during a dark era when Seoul faced severe gray zone pressure and encirclement from North Korean missile boats. Yet beneath the impressive specifications lies a profound paradox. The Olsen-class was actually one of the most fragile and dangerously overarmed warships ever deployed, carrying a hidden design compromise that South Korea desperately concealed for decades. Before we go on, you believe these advanced warships can truly secure a nation's maritime future, or are they just expensive targets in a modern conflict? Subscribe now to stay updated on this unfolding geopolitical shift and tell me where you are watching from. To decipher this naval mystery, we must unwrap the extreme tactical trade-offs made during the Cold War, where a desperate need for firepower created a brilliant but deeply vulnerable shield. To understand the fragility of the Ulsan-class, we must dissect the extreme engineering trade-offs made by South Korean shipbuilders. In the early 1980s, the Republic of Korea Navy demanded a warship that could outrun and outgun the swarming North Korean fast attack crafts. To achieve the breathtaking speed of 34 knots while carrying an immense weapon payload, the engineers faced a massive challenge with weight distribution. Their solution was radical but dangerous. They constructed the main hull of the ship with standard naval steel, but built the entire superstructure, including the bridge and upper cabins, using lightweight aluminum alloy. This clever manipulation of materials lowered the center of gravity, preventing the top-heavy warship from capsizing, while allowing the powerful gas turbine engines to propel the vessel at maximum velocity. However, this brilliant design secretly carried a catastrophic vulnerability. Right as the first batch of Ulsan-class frigates was being completed, the 1982 Falklands War erupted in the South Atlantic. The world watched in horror as a single Argentine Exocet anti-ship missile struck the British destroyer HMS Sheffield. The intense impact and subsequent explosion ignited the aluminum components within the British warship. The aluminum superstructure caught fire, burning at temperatures so high that the metal literally melted, generating toxic gases that made damage control completely impossible and turning the ship into an unquenchable furnace. The South Korean Naval Command suddenly realized that their brand new fleet of Ulsan-class frigates, packed with highly volatile ammunition and fuel, were essentially floating tinderboxes. A single successful missile strike could cause the upper aluminum hull to ignite, destroying the command center within minutes. For decades, Seoul carefully downplayed this structural weakness while maintaining a heavy operational schedule. They realized that their coastal predator was a glass cannon, highly lethal yet incredibly fragile. Despite the profound structural risks revealed by the fires of the Falklands War, the strategic logic behind the Ulsan-class found a second life in Southeast Asia. For developing nations facing overwhelming gray zone pressure, a fragile but heavily armed warship was infinitely better than having no deterrent at all. This reality became highly evident to the Philippine Navy, which had spent decades patrolling its contested maritime borders with wooden vessels and ancient World War II relics donated by the United States. Manila simply lacked the financial resources to buy heavy Western destroyers, yet it faced an urgent national security crisis as foreign fleets encroached on its exclusive economic zone. The introduction of South Korean naval technology completely altered this desperate equation. The partnership began not with new construction, but with the transfer of older platforms like the Pohang-class corvette, renamed the BRP Conrado Yap, which shared the exact same tactical DNA as the Ulsan-class. In the shallow and complex waters of the South China Sea, the overarmed nature of these South Korean designs became a perfect asymmetric shield. While a massive foreign Coast Guard ship could easily bully a lightly armed patrol boat, the calculation changed entirely when facing a vessel packed with rapid-fire 76mm guns and anti-ship missiles. The Philippine military leadership realized that these ships did not need to survive a global nuclear war. They simply needed enough immediate firepower to make an aggressor recalculate the cost of an intrusion. By adopting this aggressive, maximum firepower philosophy, Manila successfully implemented its new comprehensive archipelagic defense concept, establishing a credible combat presence and buying invaluable time to modernize its fleet. The legacy of the Ulsan-class proved that tactical utility often outweighs engineering perfection in the harsh arena of regional geopolitics. The ultimate evolution of the Ulsan-class legacy culminated on May 29, 2026, at Subic Naval Base. Under the direct observation of President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Philippine Navy officially commissioned its second brand new offshore patrol vessel, the BRP Raja Lacendula, hull number PS-21. Built by South Korea's Hyundai Heavy Industries under a 30 billion Philippine peso contract, this ceremony marked a historic milestone for the fleet. Manila has officially graduated from the flawed engineering of the past. The brand new Miguel Malvar class guided missile frigates and Raja Lacendula patrol vessels no longer carry the dangerous aluminum superstructures that made the Ulsan-class so fragile. Instead, South Korean shipyards have constructed these modern hulls entirely out of high-strength naval steel, replacing obsolete gun systems with a 16-cell vertical launch system firing Mica anti-aircraft missiles and 8 Sea Star anti-ship cruise missiles. By binding these weapons together through the Hanwha Naval Shield Baseline for Combat Management System, the Philippine Navy has transformed its vulnerable coastal gaps into a tightly locked maritime zone. Yet, this aggressive modernization introduces a profound logistical blind spot. By standardizing its entire frontline fleet on South Korean engineering, Manila has tied its maritime sovereignty to a foreign supply chain. In the event of a major regional conflict that disrupts the shipping lanes between the ports of Olsen and Subic Bay, this advanced armada could face severe shortages of proprietary components within weeks. The ultimate lesson of the Olsen evolution is that true military resilience is no longer measured solely by the lethal hardware on a ship's deck, but by the independence of the industrial base that keeps those systems running. Can a developing nation truly maintain its strategic independence when the keys to its ultimate naval survival are held by an overseas industrial powerhouse?